Yesterday, on Thursday the 7th of January 2016, there was an important debate in the House of Commons on children in care. It was sponsored by Lucy Allen MP, Conservative, and Alan Johnson MP, Labour. This was the motion: that this House calls on the government to take steps to help reduce the number of children entering the care system by bringing forward measures to support more children to remain safely at home with their family or extended family. Lucy Allen's own son was nearly taken into care 4 years ago. She went to her GP to seek help with symptoms of depression. She told the locum doctor she was worried about the impact on her son. Without meeting her son, the locum told social services, and this triggered a full-scale child protection inquiry. Medical professionals gave Lucy Allen a clean bill of health, and there was abundant evidence that her son was happy and thriving. But the council set about trying to build a case that her son was at risk of harm. Alarmed by the council's determination to find their son was at risk, the family instructed solicitors. Only after a lengthy battle did the council finally concede that their son had not been at risk at all. The experience gave her insight into the way the system works in practice and what she describes as the unchecked power of the state to intervene in family life and the potentially devastating consequences for children and their families. Her media campaign generated a huge response from families, and inspired by their stories, Lucy Allen set up the Family First campaign. Alan Johnson is patron of the Family Rights Group, an important charity that works with parents in England and Wales whose children are in need, at risk or in the care system. He said the Family Rights Group provides the only free, open access, specialist legal advice service for such families, and it's in danger of closing if the government does not renew its funding from the 1st of April this year. One telling contribution to the debate came from the Labour MP Yasmin Qureshi. She told the House that before becoming an MP, she represented parents whose children were taken into local authority care. She said this: "One thing I noticed was that when a baby was up for adoption, there was an unseemly haste, and local authorities did not try to work with the family or the mother to be able to give the child back to the family. I found that very disturbing." The only dissenting voice was that of Kit Malthouse, the Conservative MP for North West Hampshire. First of all, when Alan Johnson was explaining that children in care are 0.5% of the population but 27% of the prison population, Mr Malthouse says there was no correlation. If they had stayed with their families, they may well have ended up in prison anyway, he suggested. Alan Johnson stood astonished. In his own speech, Mr Malthouse denied the existence of malign social workers, as he put it, looking for children to purloin from their parents and shove into the care system. These are professional people, he said, and their motives are good and right. He went on to talk of baby Peter Connolly and Victoria Climbié, and it seems that those names are still in the minds of social workers and form part of what appears to motivate many of them to do exactly what Mr Malthouse denied. I thought the response of Minister Sam Gyimah was weak, and the motion, carried unanimously, has no teeth. We can but pray it will lead to a parliamentary movement to bring the sheer injustice of the present system to an end. Never forget, the family is God's first social institution, and he wants to see justice done in this nation. If you're a parent and have a story to tell on this issue, or maybe you were taken into care wrongly by social services as a child, please get in touch. My phone number is on the screen.